What? Suddenly I'm wrong for pointing out the nonce kitty fiddling fuckers that they are. Well, ladies and gentlemen, welcome to the second half. Just like the first half, I introduce you to the acts. Just like the first half, enjoy them. Calm yourselves now, lads. Because everyone else has had a good time, we're having a good time. I want you to welcome the act that's going to open the second half. Please give it up for Campbell. Yes!
All right, how are we? Looks like I took the wrong entrance on there. How are we, folks? Very good. Barack Obama, he's already had a few mentions tonight. He's ever so popular. The world is hysterical for Barack Obama. A newspaper recently said he was like a cross between Martin Luther King and JFK. And shit, I imagine he is when he's viewed through the telescopic sight of a hunting rifle. I've seen 24, I know how it ends. David Palmer, Barack Obama. Sorry if you're only on series 2 there, folks. Just fucked that up for you, didn't I? Someone else who intrigued me during the US election campaign, and she's announced this week that she's going to run for the 2012 presidency, which is a fucking scary thought. That's Sarah Palin. Do we all remember her? Yes, she was like one of Prince Philip's sexual fantasies come to life, that woman, wasn't she? Fuck me. She used to smoke marijuana, but she gave that up to become a bear-shooting, abortion-hating evangelical Christian. Which just goes to show your life can spiral out of control just as easily when you're not on drugs. Something else that intrigued me about her, she's very hardcore anti-abortionist, Sarah Palin, and now I know that's a Pandora's box of an issue. I don't want to go there, we've all got our own opinions on it, but Sarah Palin is such a hardcore anti-abortionist that she actually alienates most other anti-abortionists, right? She's so hardcore anti-abortion, she does not even believe in abortion if a woman has been raped. Right? Like the silence that descends on the room at that point. You're thinking this had better be good, mate. This is not traditional comedy fodder. Doesn't even believe in abortion if a woman's been raped. You know, admittedly, that is quite a complicated issue. On the one hand, you've got women who want the right to choose. On the other hand, you've got rapists who want to be dads. I mean, it's not easy, is it? It's a fucking minefield of an issue. It's an absolute minefield. I mean, I'll tell you why I just don't understand the logic. A woman's been through a horrific ordeal such as rape, right? And there's these idiots who think, I know what the best thing to help a woman get through a horrific ordeal such as rape is. A lifelong reminder of the bloke that did it to her. So people can pinch his little cheek and go, he doesn't look much like you, does he? Has he got his dad's eyes? I don't know, his dad was wearing a ski mask at the time. It's fucking unbelievable, isn't it? She got her own instant karma on that, though, during the presidential campaign. She got her own instant karma on that because her own teenage daughter got pregnant during the presidential campaign, out of wedlock. Oops. Now, I felt sorry for the redneck kid that did that. I thought, holy shit, mate, you've just gone and impregnated the daughter of an evangelical Christian abortionist who owns a machine gun. Boy, I bet you wish you'd come on her tits now. Because your life is over. So, I'm from Australia. I'm from a place in Australia called Adelaide, which in cheer there for Adelaide must have escaped a gang rape. It is the kind of place you normally only go to in the boot of somebody's car. In recent times, we have been most famous for producing the only white Western inmate of Guantanamo Bay, folks. Hey? Oh, is there any elite sport we Aussies can't conquer? Rugby, cricket, holy jihad, we've got them all in the bag. Football, mate, our government is currently spending more money on making sure we win the World Cup in the next 20 years than your country spends on fake tanning products. That's fucking saying something. This bloke's name was David Hicks. He got caught fighting with the Taliban in Afghanistan just after 9/11, right? Now, I read a lot about this guy's life. We're the same age. We come from the same place. I have come to the conclusion that this David Hicks character was never, as the Americans labelled him, a terrorist, okay? I think at a stretch he was more of an extreme backpacker. A kind of guy that just likes to travel around the world and blow shit up. Because bungee jumping is not enough for some people. All right? Now, 6 years without charge this guy spent in Guantanamo Bay, 6 years without charge. At an American military press conference, an American military general said, "We will not be releasing David Hicks anytime soon because David Hicks is the #1 rabble-rouser in Guantanamo Bay." The #1 rabble-rouser, folks. I cannot tell you how proud we were back home in Adelaide when we heard that. We said, "Did you hear that? Davo Hicksy, he's the #1 rabble-rouser in Guantanamo Bay. He's rousing rabble in the premier position." By God, we were proud. Don't know how to think about it. I thought, how the fuck do you rouse rabble in Guantanamo Bay anyway? Because if you can rouse rabble while you're being forced to wear a dog leash and suck another man's cock from the bottom of a human pyramid, you are either a superhero or you're George Galloway. But then I read something in The Guardian that explained this whole rabble-rousing thing, right? According to The Guardian, they have been torturing the inmates of Guantanamo Bay for the last 6 years by playing extremely loud music into their cells to mentally disintegrate Al-Qaeda suspects into signing confessions, right? Now, according to The Guardian, in their top 5 bands to achieve full mental disintegration of Al-Qaeda suspects, folks, AC/DC. Fuck yeah! As soon as I read that, I was like, no wonder the Aussie bloke's rousing rabble. He's banging on his cell door going, "Mate, would you mind turning this up a bit? I fucking love Highway to Hell, yeah!" Sorry, Abdul. Abdul's crying himself to sleep because you're never going to break a white Australian male by playing AC/DC music 24 hours a day, folks. That is only going to encourage them and possibly remind them of their first vehicle-borne improvised sexual experience. Because that's what AC/DC reminds me of, folks. AC/DC reminds me of the first clitoris I ever saw. Which, unlike some of you young blokes in the audience, wait for it, the first clitoris I ever saw was not on the internet. It was a real one. By torchlight. In the back of a car. Yeah! Fuck, I say a clitoris, it did turn out to be an arsehole, but... Oh, shit, tell me about it. I've been sucking on it for half an hour at that point. I was going, oh, Jesus, nobody told me these things taste like shit. Oh, I thought I was sucking on a clit. It was a bloody dangleberry. That wasn't pussy juice flowing down my chin. I had one of those ridiculous camping torches on my head. It was the middle of summer. I had moths circling around my head like a street lamp. Every now and again, a moth got caught up in the action. I'll tell you what, at the end of things, her pussy looked like the front of a 4-wheel drive that's just come back from safari. Hey, there's an image to take home with you. If I'm not getting laid tonight, I don't see why anyone else should. I couldn't help but think, though, my hometown boy, David Hicks, he's over there in Afghanistan. He's living the extreme backpacker's dream, right? He's got his Lonely Planet guide to Mujahideen hangouts. Shit's exploding all around him. He's fucking loving it. He's shooting 12-year-old kids flying kites. It's fucking awesome. He doesn't know the 2 planes have hit the building in New York, right? He doesn't know there's a load of pissed off Yanks about to drop from the sky, wreak havoc on every dude they find. Next thing, pissed off Yanks dropping from the sky, grab my hometown boy Hicksy, probably pause for a second and go, fuck, it's a white one. Drag him onto a military transport plane, kick the fuck out of him, drug him. He wakes up the next day, he's chained to a fence. He's got a black bag over his head. He's laying out in the blazing hot Cuban sunshine. There's AC/DC music playing at full volume. All I'm saying is, folks, David Hicks probably thought he'd been at the most awesome stag do of his fucking life. Woo! You guys are awesome! 6 years later, he's like, this shit is not funny anymore. Knock this shit off. Ladies and gentlemen, I'm Roy Campbell. Enjoy the rest of the night. Thank you.
Ro Campbell there. Yes. Now, you may have noticed he did a short set because the comedy circuit, very much like the Rolling Stones, regularly needs new blood. He's new to the Comedy Store, and I think he did all right, didn't he? Yeah. pretty much a first timer. I was fucking laughing me tits off back there. It was cracking. Now, I have to tell you, I did upset an Australian not very long ago. I mentioned earlier